I don't vote.
Here's Keith Olbermann after the Rick Sanchez firing. This isn't even just his firing. This is after hearing Rick Sanchez apologize for what he had done. Here's how Keith Olbermann reacted to it.
The runner-up, former newscaster Rick Sanchez. 6 days later, there is a statement. It begins, on October 4th, I had a very good conversation with Jon Stewart, and I had the opportunity to apologize for my inartful comments from last week. I sincerely extend this apology to anyone else whom I may have offended. Saying Jon Stewart was a bigot and couldn't understand the oppressed because he was Jewish and that most of the people running the networks were Jews was not inartful, it was anti-Semitic. And once again, apology to anyone else whom I may have offended. Just say, I apologize to everyone I offended. No may, no inartful. The statement closes with, I look forward to my next step with great anticipation. Your next step is an apology.
So yeah, there's Keith and all of his gracious ways of dealing with other people getting in trouble with their networks. It's interesting to contrast. Here's Rick Sanchez's tweet. Rick Sanchez, upon hearing about Keith Olbermann being suspended indefinitely, this is how Sanchez responded with this tweet right here. Had a chance to work with Keith. You know, he's a solid journalist. I hope this passes. I think in this instance we have Rick Sanchez, who's admittedly mostly a moron. I mean, he's a pretty clueless motherfucker. But here he is, he's showing how to support your fellow journalists. And it makes me wonder if Olbermann will mention this. To everyone who's sending me messages or leaving comments saying that they think it's dumb that MSNBC would have a policy in place that restricts its pundits from donating to political campaigns, I agree. I think it is stupid, especially when when half of your shows, more than half of your shows, are all incredibly partisan, very left-leaning shows. Why then could the person that you're paying to get on there and espouse one party's politics and hold one party up over the other one, why would you restrict them from being able to donate their personal cash to those policies that they're promoting every single night when they're on television or every single time that they're on television? It makes no goddamn sense. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid. That being said, Olbermann did know that policy existed. All of the people who are at MSNBC know good and well that you have to ask permission first, and then there can be an exception made, and then you can donate. Okay? They know that. I mean, he signed the contract that it says right on the contract he can't do it. Keith is a fucking hypocrite. He's a gigantic hypocrite. And I just don't like people who get on television and are fucking hypocrites. It's stupid. I mean, and at the very least, they should be called out for being a hypocrite, which is what this channel is based on, is a lot about, is calling on people out for being a hypocrite. And if I become a hypocrite myself, unwittingly, or am caught doing it, then I'll fucking admit that shit. And you may say, but oh gee, you can't find examples of Olbermann being a hypocrite. Okay, yeah, actually we can totally do that, and it's very easy. Remember, Olbermann was suspended indefinitely for contributing to Democratic campaigns, his own personal money to Democratic campaigns, okay? Take it away, Keith. Hang yourself.
Keith, I was reading that you don't vote. Did you really mean that, and did you vote this time?
I don't vote. It's the only thing I can do that suggests even that I don't have a
Then how can you be angry and have a platform if you don't vote and speak on?
Okay, so yeah, did you hear that? Keith gives up his right to vote. To vote. Because voting for any one party would be promoting any one party over the other party. That's how far this man's willing to go to prove that he's just telling the truth, man. Just the truth. Nothing else. Just the truth. So he's willing to give up. He does not vote. He's willing to give up his right to vote. He's willing to give up one of the fundamental ways that you can participate in the political process. He's willing to give that shit up. But then he turns around and gives thousands of dollars to Democratic campaigns. Come on, Keith. You're a fucking liberal. You're a Democrat. Vote. Go and vote. Go vote, dude. Why don't you go fucking vote? Like, vote and give your money to fucking your personal money to political campaigns, Democrat campaigns. But don't sign a contract that says that you can't, man. I'm sure, actually, Olbermann will be back on air at MSNBC. Even though now, you've got Maddow and you've got Lawrence O'Donnell, who are both doing, Maddow, who's outrating Keith Olbermann in the main demographic. In total viewers, nobody on MSNBC gets more total viewers than Keith Olbermann. I like Maddow, I I like the Young Turks. I like lots of liberal shows. I don't have any problem with liberals or Democrats at all whatsoever. I don't think that there's an exact equivalency between the right and the left. MSNBC, Fox News, one is obviously going to be worse than the other at certain things at different times. Fox News is the worst example of extremely partisan, one-sided opinion that twists and distorts reality in order to extend an agenda that's obviously very one-sided and very against the other side. You do not get a fair shake over there. MSNBC does a little bit of that. I don't think that they really distort shit so much, but they have a bent, and it's obviously left-leaning. It does not make them as bad as Fox News. There it is. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.